Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah faces a big challenge as the governor Thawar Chand Gehlot has sanctioned his prosecution over alleged irregularities in the site allotted by the Mysuru Urban Development Authority called Muda. In fact, the BJP, which is the opposition party there, has been campaigning against the Chief Minister and his government over this land scam or alleged land scam, demanding his resignation. Sidharamiah, of course, has denied all charges against him and his wife BM Parvathi. The alleged scam involves Mysuru Urban Development Authority. In fact, it's a questionable land exchange where valuable urban land in Karnataka near Mysuru was traded for less valuable rural plots. Now, the BJP has said that it will launch nationwide protest if the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah does not resign by today. So what is the fallout of this controversy going to be? Does this weaken Siddaramaiah? Remember, till now, this is a man who has never faced charges to do with personal corruption. Or will this make the Congress unit in Karnataka rally around him? Will the BJP in Karnataka that performed dismally in 2023 assembly polls, mainly on account of its own alleged corruption, manage to convince voters that it is the Congress party that's actually corrupt? So that's the question we ask tonight. Joining me, of course, is Madhu from the BJP. We have Lavanya Balal from the Congress party. Thank you so much for joining me on this show. Lavanya, to you first. The Muda controversy, how is it going to break Siddaramaiah? Will he brazen it out? That's something we want to know. But also tell us how confident is the party that he is going to survive this? Because clearly there are no signatures, but the narrative that something really wrong happened seems to have really caught on.
Good evening, Vasudha. First of all, no, if you ask a common man on the streets, everybody's seeing through this baseless allegations leveled against Siddaramaiah by the BJP. If you also look at the governor's 7-page notice that has been sent to the CM's office, it is allegation after allegation after allegation. And if you look at the sections that he has invoked, he's invoked 17A. 17A gives the policeman an authority to do the investigation and not the governor. But without invoking 19A, 17A doesn't hold good. Now also, if you look at it, he's also invoked section 218 of BNSS 2023, which authorizes any court to directly take a cognizance. So entire notice that has been sent is also extremely confusing. The BJP often gives the example of how Yediyurappa had to resign when there was a notice and all of that stuff. But at that point of time, the Lokayukta had already proved that Mr. Yediyurappa had committed the action of corruption. But here that is not the case. There has been no investigative body which has found out there has been a corruption. The land was not allotted by the CM. The land, he has not given funds, taken funds, or he has not issued an order. All of this happened when the BJP was in governance. At this point of time, I also heard you saying, will the Congress rally around him? Of course, the Congress is rallying around him. Contrary to what the BJP has been telling, if you look at the last 15 months, both the CM and Deputy CM are in sync with their decisions, and they have been together and they have been administrating the state beautifully and very efficiently. So yes, the Congress is very clear that in the law of court, we all are aware that this case will not hold any water and we will win the case. And Siddaramaiah will remain untarnished. His image will remain untarnished. Okay. The BJP's goal of bringing down the government by tarnishing his image will fail.
Madhu, you heard what Lavanya had to say. There's also this thing that there are beneficiaries from across the parties. There are also mutts belonging to Vakaligas, Lingayats who have gotten this. So clearly, and corruption is something that seems to be so normal in Karnataka. How confident is the party that this time you're going to prove that it's the Congress that's going to be more corrupt than us?
Well, good evening. Well, I can only say the entire Congress party is as confused as Rahul Gandhi. Now, let me tell some facts. There was a requisition which was given by the 3 complainants seeking for a sanction. Now, of all going through all the documents, in a 7-page report which was being sanctioned, which has been ordered by the governor, has ordered for a investigation under section 17A of the Prevention of Corruption Act. This is because there was an amendment in 2018. Be it as it may, there has been a prima facie finding by the governor saying that there is a serious allegation against you, Mr. Siddaramaiah, for having usurped the property in your wife's name being the beneficiaries. Now, this being the case, I want to only ask Mr. Siddaramaiah, you have to answer certain questions on facts. Politics, I'll come just in 30 seconds. How are the lands being denotified in the name of a dead person, by the way, in 1998? When was the gift made when was the gift made, rather to say, when was the sale deed made to Mallikarjun Swamy in 2004 when he was the deputy CM? Denotification were made when he was the deputy CM. In 2010, it was gifted to his wife, that is from brother-in-law to his wife, in 2010 when he was the LOP. The question is simple. He has misused the office of a chief minister. He is on breach of office of oath, what he had taken. This is a serious allegation. Therefore, it became pertinent to the governor to accord sanction for investigation. We in BJP have been requesting everyone, rather to say even the governor, that you should give sanction. Now, what is wrong in that? And of all, look at the audacity of the Congress party.
But Mr. Rao, there is also this claim, and there's also this that all the deals were also approved in meetings that were attended by Mysuru MLAs, and which include people from your party.
May I clarify those?
Yes,
Let
sir.
the Congress party come on record as to when those meetings have happened. I have the details of all the meetings.
Okay.
Meetings took place where none other than Yatindra had sat in that meeting on 2011-2020, when he was in the meeting, the decision has been taken. And you call this be a fair thing? No.
Okay. This is a very important observation.
One more point.
Yes.
One more point I want to make.
Yes, sir. Please go on.
One more point I want to make. The Congress party has the audacity to pass a cabinet resolution dated 1/8/2024 and tell the governor, look here, the cabinet is behind Mr. Siddaramaiah, and you have to act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. Is Mr. Siddaramaiah and the cabinet not aware of the 2004 judgment, which is five constitutional
Okay. Let me ask this question
How is
to
it possible
Lavanya.
for these people to come intervene like
Lavanya,
this?
apart from answering what Mr. Madhura was also saying, there's an important thing, despite multiple letters from the Mysuru Deputy Commissioner throughout the tenure of the BJP and Congress, the Congress government, there are many people who have called out this 50-50 alternative land compensation scheme, which they said that, it could be used, it could be misused, and there is a certain illegal aspect to it. The Congress government scrapped the scheme only in October 2023. Do you think that the Congress government could have been more careful on that front? Because, the government did not even move, in a retrospective fashion, considering there were around 1,000 or 1,300 allotments made under the scheme.
3,000.
Yes.
Yeah, Vasudha, 3,000 allotments, not 1,000 or 3,000 allotments. And in the meeting that he's talking about, the Muda meeting, Sara Mahesh, GT Devegowda, and 16 other people other than Mr. Yatindra were part of the meeting.
None from
the
BJP.
Muda meeting,
None from BJP.
The Muda meeting, please do not interrupt while I'm speaking. So the Muda decisions are not taken unilaterally by one person. The 50-50 scheme that we scraped in 2023 was just 4 months after we formed the government. We had to undo a lot of things that the BJP has done. The cleaning up after the BJP itself is a challenge in Karnataka. Now he's talking about 3 complainants. He seems to forget also. He keeps claiming it is the audacity of the CM. It is not the audacity. It is the constitutional procedure when the Council of Ministers can advise the governor as to what to do. Right? That is what they have done. When he talks about 3 complainants, let us be very clear. When there is a judiciary probe going on, constitutionally it is not allowed for an individual to approach the governor and give a complaint. That action itself is unconstitutional. Based on that unconstitutional action, the governor is taking actions.
Okay, let me ask this question to Sandeep Shastri. Professor Sandeep Shastri also joins us. He's a political analyst and also coordinator of the Lok Niti network. Professor Shastri, thank you so much for speaking to us. How do you see this, impacting the personal image and reputation of Sidharamiah, whom we've all seen as somebody who's incorruptible, somebody who's so core to the Congress party under Rahul Gandhi's, emphasis on social justice. He was seen as, in Karnataka Congress in some ways is also seen as the future of the Congress in the country, because, that was the state that gave a lot of hope to the party. But do you think that that reputation is going to go down now?
Vasudha, 2-3 points quickly on this based on the discussion we have had. And first to the question you have asked. Beyond a shadow of doubt, the developments of the last month or so has placed the Chief Minister on the back foot. He had a reputation of being a very clean politician throughout his political career. And a opportunity has been found by the opposition to be able to place charges of corruption at his doorstep. I'm not looking at all for a moment at the validity or otherwise of these. I would look at it from another perspective. So first point, clearly it has created a challenge for the image that Mr. Siddaramaiah as a leader has had. Secondly, Vasudha, I'll also point out to the point that given the intensity of polarization that we have seen in Karnataka, as I've often said, it's like a fight between your corruption and what you allege is our corruption. You see, the charge of corruption is on both sides at different points of time.
Right.
Let's remember a few years earlier, when a similar thing happened against a chief minister belonging to the BJP, at that point of time, Mr. Siddaramaiah had demanded the prosecution of the chief minister.
Professor Shastri, also, an important question. I know Lavanya has touched upon this. How do you see the Congress party backing him? Because at some point he did seem isolated, but now these press conferences by DK Shivakumar also give out a different impression. He himself has said that he's not going to budge, he's not going to bow down. When I speak to BJP sources, they also say that it's not going to be so easy to take him out because, there's a certain caste matrix, there's a certain, importance of Sidharamaiah in Karnataka politics. Do you see the Congress party backing him completely? Professor Shastri.
I think at the current moment, there is no question of doubt of backing Mr. Siddaramaiah for multiple reasons. Any action at this point of time will be seen as the stand of the opposition being vindicated. Number two, as you very rightly put it, Mr. Siddaramaiah represents an important social coalition which is critical for the BJP. And any action at this stage would upset that social coalition very significantly. And it's not just about Karnataka. I think it's about the national narrative that the Congress is building up.
Right.
And any attempt at this stage to replace the leadership or not show the type of unity they have demonstrated in the last few days would very much adversely impact the interests of the party, and not just the party in Karnataka, but then the national footprint that the party is trying to develop. So that explains the reason why the leader has received the backing of the central leadership and also of all the factions within the party at the state.
Right. Thank you, Professor Shastri. Thank you, Lavanya. Thank you, Madhura, for joining us. I'm completely out of time. Thank you for your insights. Will the Muda controversy break Sidharamaiah, or will he brazen it out? That remains to be seen, even as there's an aggressive BJP in the state.